silent today. Chasing down ghosts. Yeah. No, I was silent then too. It was a silent disdain. It's like, come on. The amount of hours of my life I've spent chasing ghosts.
You should get a rope.
You know, you would think that I would have learned how to use a rope. No, I just never. I had a lasso as a kid, and I just never learned to use it.
You could be a goat roper.
What's interesting is my neighbors, who are also my cousins, are actual like ropers, like competitive, and they have like the arena and everything, and we'd go up and watch them rope. But I just never thought, oh, I could just catch a goat with that.
It's real easy. I mean, you just throw it.
It's really easy, Nathan.
What's your problem?
Just toss it, you know. All right, we are live. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
That makes 3 of us.
Oh, well. Oh, well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. No. I understand you are like making a desire to be, you know, in the South and be like a German hillbilly. Nobody will put some butter on your anus. If you do this, I will absolutely not call you a biscuit.
2000 Jahre später.
Shall we begin?
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
It's time. Did you just say it's time?
Butter your butt? No. Call you a biscuit? Okay. Biscuit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 169 of the Vent Lab podcast. Southern German or German Southern?
If there's ever a time that I have felt left out, it was right now when you all listened and laughed to an intro that I did not hear.
That's what happens whenever you break my equipment, Rebecca.
Okay, it arrived like that. We're missing a headphones jack, so I had to miss out on this lovely intro, which, you know what would have made sense? If you were the one that missed out on it, considering you're the one who heard it, because you created it.
I have to handle the levels.
Okay.
We have 2 very special guests.
Very, very special guests tonight.
The Hawken team is here, or Team Hawkins.
Team Hawkins.
Yeah.
Bob and Jossie. You don't know Bob and Jossie, but you know their kids.
Yes.
Yes, we have had Macy and Lilly on the podcast. Yeah. We never had William because he's not much of a talker yet. But.
Well, he's not much of a being stiller.
But Bob and Jossie are getting ready to depart from these United States and head off to Germany to a town that I don't know the name of.
Grafenwehr.
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 Can you say that with a German accent?
Grafenwehr.
Okay. That was a pretty good German accent.
Well,
I'm kind of impressed.
not even going to try.
Yeah.
It's soft.
This is going to be a very interesting episode. No idea what we have planned today, Rebecca. I'm going to be honest with you. Do you?
Yeah, because I sent you all of the stuff that we had planned for today last night.
Yeah, I looked at the links. I didn't click on them. Looked at them, though.
Well, we are focusing on Bob and Jossie, but we want to prepare them as much as possible to make their transition to Germany. But before we do that, Bob and Jossie have moved numerous times. How many times have you guys moved?
Together? 1, 2,
Let's just start with
3,
the together, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7 times.
7 times.
This will be 8.
And you're in the military, so that might help make a little bit more sense. Yeah. Tell me all the places that you've moved to.
We moved to Knoxville. We moved to Virginia. We moved to Hawaii, back to Virginia / Georgia. Because because I was only in Virginia for a little while. Yeah. So she went to Georgia so she could be there for a full school year.
Yeah, teach him.
Then New York, and then to here, and now we'll be going to Germany together. You know, despite how hospitable the winters may be, especially in upstate New York, or inhospitable, we find people everywhere. There's relationships that are built, and they're enduring. You know, we still have relationships that last no matter where we've been.
I think part of that is that Bob and Jossie are extremely good at building relationships. And when I say extremely good, like these are the few people that are like above and beyond. Like you can't not know Bob and Jossie. Like if I tried to not know you two, you wouldn't let me.
Okay.
And that's how you that's why they've made so many relationships everywhere they go. But they're not just good at building relationships, they're good at maintaining relationships because they're good people. And I've already cried twice tonight, so I'm going to just move on.
Let's go for 3. Why not?
Not
Yeah.
right now.
Come on. People love it when you cry.
No, they don't love it when I cry. Like
They love
every
it.
time that I've cried on a podcast, I get texts that say, please don't do that anymore. Like I can't handle hearing you cry.
Are they all from JOS?
Yes. When Jonathan Weir got fired and we did I don't remember what the show was titled.
No idea.
But it was pretty raw and I cried through that show. People texted my boss and said like they made threats for making me cry. Like, how dare you fire Jonathan and make Rebecca cry?
Oh gosh.
They were pretty upset about it. But okay, so we're going to start off the show with something useful for everybody, not just the two of you, because we're all going through a transition right now with coming out of the pandemic, and some of us have not been in the workplace for a really long time, and we're having to transition back, such as me. Nathan's been working through the pandemic. A lot of people, I would say the majority of people have been working through the pandemic. I have, but I've been working in my basement. And nobody
Working, quote unquote.
Okay.
It's radio. Come on.
Nobody has made me go back to work, which I think is even more difficult because I have to make myself go back.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing a hybrid thing where I work in the morning at home and I gradually get myself like worked up and I go in to the studio. The thing is all the equipment there is different and I forgot how to use it.
Right.
So like I have to everything takes me a little bit longer. And so not only do I have to make myself use gas to drive into the station, when I get there, everything's a little bit more difficult and I'm choosing that.
Right.
And it just sucks right now. So, but the thing that I've been thinking about is no matter what, transitions are hard. Nobody likes making a transition. It's just always the most difficult time because you're leaving something familiar and you have to try something new. So I looked up an article. This is some psychologist that says that these are the top 10 tips to making a transition less stressful. So I thought I'd go through these top 10 things and let you guys speak to each one. Is this true? Because I don't know a lot of people who have had more transitions than you guys. So here's number 1.
We've had lots of transitions
On our
on the podcast.
yeah. Superior transitions.
That's
might
called
I
a
add.
transition if you never seen one.
Okay, number 1, recognize that transitions hold a special place in your life memories.
Is that true? Does that
It
help?
can be true.
True or trash?
It can be true.
True or
trash.
trash?
Yeah, it's what you do with it. It's, you can remember really bad things about the places that you've been.
Right.
Because there's plenty of them. You can remember really good things about the places you've been because there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
You can talk about plowing snow in minus 84-degree weather in upstate New York, or you can remember, the friends that you met and the relationships you had, the 80-degree summer days,
Yeah.
on
That
the
may be
lake.
few and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It sounds like not a lot of positive things about New York. Is that?
There's a lot of negative things about New York. We could run down that list too, but which ones are you focusing on?
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, there's a lot of bad things happening in our life, but there's a lot of great things that have happened in our life. And the things you remember are the things you choose to remember. So.
All right, number 2, view stress not as a threat, but as a challenge.
My gosh, I was just having this conversation today. With women, we lose hair and weird things happen to us, right? Because We get stressed out and our hormone levels are all over the place. So that was definitely conversation today. But I think whenever you see it, if you see it as a threat, then you fall into what stress is, I guess, intended for, and so for us, just having to have that perspective of like, we believe that we're missionaries everywhere that we go. So it's like, okay, this is our next mission. But that doesn't mean that stressful things don't come, and it doesn't mean that stressful things don't want to follow you, because they do. I mean, especially we have 3 children. We have, our families are, one's, down south in Louisiana, the other in Georgia, and then we're, an ocean away, right? We're getting ready to go there and leaving family and leaving friends and all the things you're comfortable with. And that within itself, just the idea of that can cause a lot of stress. But we just have to choose to be intentional to focus on where we're going, focus on our mission field and focus on that, because if not, then I definitely think that stress becomes the threat. And
so focus like on who you're becoming in that stressful
Absolutely.
time rather
Absolutely.
than what that stress is.
And let tomorrow worry about tomorrow.
yes.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, number 3, appreciate the benefits of change.
I love moving.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. It's every few years we change scenery, and there's, you can be sad about the fact that you're leaving a bunch of great friends behind, because
Right.
like I said, we build relationships everywhere we go. We maintain those relationships after we're gone, and then we get to make some new ones.
Yeah.
And you said we're both great at that, and we're not both great at that.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Jossie's really great at that.
I get dragged along, not necessarily kicking and screaming.
He gets
But it
better
does
with
take
age.
much more of an adjustment for me
Yeah.
to not necessarily to open up people. I generally do that pretty quickly, but I don't invite myself along.
Yeah. Good point.
Bob has this gift of this wonderful, amazing laugh that makes you love him instantly and want to do whatever you can to make him laugh so you can hear it. We're expecting that to come out at some point in this.
So do I got anything on here that can just
He can't. Hold on.
nothing?
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
swap you.
He doesn't have
Oh,
headphones on.
oh, that okay. I was like, dang, nothing at all.
There you go. We got to get Zacchaeus in here and then. He's
everywhere!
I don't think
No,
I don't
okay.
think sound
It's
effects
not
are
gonna.
necessarily
It's not gonna work. You know
Yeah,
what?
It's
Thing
coming though. You can
Unacceptable!
It's
No-
going to
noth-
happen naturally when it does happen.
And when it does,
Alrighty.
Nothing.
No, definitely,
Nothing.
definitely not good period.
Nothing.
I think you should. Wow. I think you should skip up. That's my favorite.
All right.
you don't want to keep him on. Okay. Losing the opportunity.
I'll let you be cool.
Okay. Back to being cool. Number 4.
Number 4. Remember the times you've successfully navigated a previous transition, which should be pretty easy for you guys. There's been like 800 of them, right?
Right.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've had a bad transition. We've had everyone provides a different problem set,
Yeah.
right? So moving to Hawaii, it's finding a place that you can afford to live, because there's lots of places available, and not all of them are necessarily within your price range.
Yeah.
Moving to New York, it was merging a family back together.
Yeah.
We had lived apart. So I'd been living, the introvert of the family had been living by himself in a 2-bedroom apartment for
That
a
sounds
year.
wonderful.
Yeah, I know, exactly, right? Like I ate whatever I wanted to, whatever I felt like feeding myself. I worked out when I wanted to. I stayed up when I wanted to. I went to bed when I wanted to.
You talked when you wanted to.
Right.
No, I didn't,
Socialize.
because I didn't want to. And so merging the family back together, that one was. I think that was probably the biggest. That, and then on top of it, Jossie struggled to get a teaching license there.
Yeah.
Good luck if you're moving to New York and you want to pursue a teaching license,
Yeah.
and you're not from the New England area. And so on top of that, we had planned for a financial future that didn't exist.
Yeah.
So that there was a challenge in that. But every one of them's gonna, every day of life's gonna present a different problem set. And
I think one thing, too, like moving to Germany has just been a great reminder that stay off of social media. You know what I mean? Because that brings about so much challenge within itself of like people are constantly, they focus on the bad, the bad, the bad. But then you hear that glimmer of like, no, this is really good, or something exciting's coming. And so I think that would be one of the things, just being wise about making sure that keeping off of that social media has helped us with the transitions to make it easier. Because if going into Germany right now, it's, you don't know the language, you don't know this, you don't know that, but you're trying to move there and you're trying to settle there and become family there. But then you find those 2 or 3 that just talk about how incredibly amazing every bit of the process is. And so it's like you just have to choose to focus on that. And then it doesn't make the transition so bad.
All right, number 5, turn to your support network.
Oh, gosh. So for us, like, we are 100% find a church, right? Like, we come up with our lists of churches, kind of become a joke, but we really do try to have a list of places that we go, because that's number 1. It's very easy for him because of work, because he goes and he's plugged in immediately. There's not a have to search for a job. The job is there. That's why we're going. And then for me with teaching, it is finding that group of people within the community, but yet also being able to be in my job. And you never know what you're going into, but it's just making the best of it. And so for our support, it's our jobs, and then our community, wherever we get to live. But most importantly for us, it's our church family.
We're getting to that point in our lives where we've been around the military long enough that we have friends where we go. So there's a network there, and then we pick up a grandmother wherever we go. Too. Some of them let us live in their houses.
I've noticed that. Do you purposely seek out a grandmother
Yes,
everywhere
we do.
you go?
That's second priority to our church list is what grandmother can we find? Which one will love us and love our children?
I've benefited by 2 of the grandmothers that you guys have adopted, one in Hawaii and then one here, that after you leave, we're going to scoop her up as our grandmother.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
She's ready. We've got her prepared for you all.
She's already cleaned my house once, and so hoping for that again.
Do you guys start like looking for ads for like local grandmothers for hire?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Number 6 is prepare.
So it's hard. It's like you struggle with like staying present, but yet going to the future, right? And that's one of those. When we were moving here from New York is probably when it was the hardest for me, because we knew several months out that where we were coming. And so it was like, you want to like, okay, I've got to pack, I've got to clean out, I've got to move, I've got to this, I've got, a house full, and I've got children and all those things. And the anxiousness starts to wear. And you going back to that earlier, of like that stress, and you're like, no, I'm not going to live in this, So there's constantly like the battle mentally, but then physically for us, it's a blessing that, with the military, they move for you. They come in your home and they pack it up. But with that being said, they pack your trash if you leave your trash. So you really do have to be intentional on that preparing end of like, okay, what do I actually want them to take, and what do we want to leave behind? So I think there's a mental preparedness, but then there's also the physical part, that comes along with it.
Yeah,
So.
and then your ability to embrace the change.
Yeah.
Right. So it just like with everywhere that you've been, everywhere that you're going, you've got some obvious negatives ahead of you that you've found on social media, or other people that you've been to those places that you're going to, and then now you're about to find yourself in it, right? So you gotta where is the sunshine in where I'm going?
Yeah.
And with going overseas, there's a lot more to prepare than there is of just moving to another state.
Yeah.
And I have been amazed by how well you guys have gotten like one vehicle sent over.
Yeah.
You kept one vehicle here. Bob sold his motorcycle, almost died in the process, selling it to like some gangsters or something, and forgot the title or had the wrong title. Anyway, that was a close one.
He almost got slayed in the street.
Those Leavenworth gangsters, man.
Right.
But then having to send so much stuff over beforehand, and what
Yeah.
do you take with you in your luggage?
Yeah.
And you guys had to send your kids off
I know.
like weeks before you left. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that's where the blessings all fall. But I know that almost
That
sounds
sounds
terrible.
weird.
Like you had to ship those. babies
Yeah, as
out
they're
again.
packing everything
Right,
else.
They
I
did
forgot
not-
one
Yep,
more.
I know.
Guys,
one
they
more?
did not send them
one
to
more?
Germany.
No,
they
we
were
didn't
to
send
go
them to
stay
Germany
with
without us.
family
Yeah.
while they.
We have a
Finished up the loose
tradition, I
ends.
guess it's just kind of come about since Macy was a couple of years older. We started, my parents would take them for a few weeks there in the summer and let them have some time, because we're never close enough to really just spend time with them. So that's worked out really well, especially just because of my schedule with teaching and being, flexible. And so that's what they've done. And so we figured out a way to make it work this go round before we left. So we will pick them back up before we go to Germany.
Well, that's good.
Go
Good.
visit
I
all
mean,
the
because if you
family.
don't, we will.
Yeah, I know, right? Somebody's going to take those babies. Yeah.
All right, number 7, use a transition to reflect on where your life has been and where it is going, which I think is kind of what Bob touched on, but if you want to elaborate on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think reflection is an important part of our days. Like we need, at the end of the day, you need to look back on your day, and you need to, give it an honest look. Like, what happened today in my life, and how am I going to move forward from that? Because there's going to be things that need to change tomorrow, and can change tomorrow. There's things that you're going to continue through that are rough, that are painful, and you need to go ahead and prepare yourselves to receive that. But then there's also there's something good that happened in your life today,
Right.
if nothing more than waking up.
Yeah.
There was something good. You had a purpose for your day, and you need to reflect on that purpose and how it leads into your next day.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think you guys will have a problem with this one. Number 8 is focus on the positive aspects.
Yeah, for sure. And I say this, I feel like in every aspect of our life, it's a mind, it's your shift of your mind, focus on your perspective on what, and because we can choose to drown in all the world, right? And everything that's going on around us, or we can choose to focus on all the positive. And there's so much. I mean, oh my goodness, just these last 3 weeks, because transition for us this time was different than transitions from before, right? Our house is literally on a boat in the middle of the ocean right now, floating its way
Hopefully
across.
real close to Germany.
Right, I know, fingers crossed that it's there. But, and I remember sitting there thinking that day that they came and took everything, it was like, well, I mean, if our stuff ends up at the bottom of the ocean, it's just stuff, right? And so to convince yourself of that mindset is a powerful tool because it can be applied to everything, not just this move, but literally in everything that we do. So it's just that big perspective, and we choose to focus on it because it just makes life so much more enjoyable.
And I like what you said about staying off social media when you're trying to be positive, because like social media, the negative is always just right there, and it's so easy. Those things can influence you so easily. But if you keep your perspective and you can, what's here, what's right now, what's true, that can keep you more on a positive path.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it my turn, Nathan?
It's your turn.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is,
okay.
yeah.
Number 9, use role models to inspire you through this transition.
All the things.
Yeah, I mean, we got this network in our lives of people that have entered it and have remained inside of it, right? That's the big thing, is that we don't throw people aside. We maintaining those relationships, even if it's just like an email once a year, letting them know what's going on. And so we have all these people that have done this kind of stuff before us, and we see how not only they went through it, they successfully went through it, but they went through it with their families,
Right.
and that's always been our big thing. Like, how long am I going to do what I do? Well, A, as long as they let me keep doing it, and B, as long as my family can keep doing it. Because if I can't do it with my family, then I don't want to do it. That it's a pretty short list of what's my criteria for separation.
Yeah, and I think if we all have that epiphany that someone's done what we're doing already before us, and it's not like, shocker, no one's ever been through this before, then it's like, oh, okay, you got that. Because
They made it, I can make it.
Exactly, exactly.
The final one on today's list is realize that change is inherent to life.
Yeah, I think I've talked pretty extensively about that, but your life changes and it comes at you fast. People like to say that life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
Because it does.
Yeah.
Those cliches are cliches for a reason, and just accept it. Your life is going to change, and you have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
You do have to. You can't. So focusing on the positives, but you have to consider the negatives. Like you have to consider the fact that something bad could happen.
Right.
There has to be some level of preparation for that, but you can't live your life worried that something bad's going to happen.
Right.
Because something is bad.
Right.
Something bad is going to happen.
It's
but
how you handle it.
something good's going to happen too.
Yeah.
And you need to prepare to leverage those
Yeah.
in your life.
For sure.
I feel so inspired, like,
Well,
and ready to take on my transition of going back to work, which I totally failed at today. Like, I had all the intentions of going in today, and then I got overwhelmed, like, working on some stuff and had to do some extra interviews, and then was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay home. And 6 foot Sam Stevie, who is very excited for me to be his other coworker in the station right now.
Yeah.
I texted him and asked him a question for my news at 4, and he was like, I assume this means you're not coming in. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Nope.
But it's okay. It's okay. I didn't make it today, but tomorrow's
Absolutely.
another day. All right, so we have a quiz for you guys
Uh-oh.
to see how well you know the culture
Oh,
in
goodness.
Germany. And I hope you guys have studied up, because these are some serious
It was
questions.
our plan when we got on the airplane.
Well, we're going to give you a head start here.
Okay.
All right, Nathan, I can start off with number 1. You have the quiz up there.
I do. What? The lights on us just.
Hello.
It's because
There it
you
goes
guys
again.
are
They're
friends.
brighter now. Oh, okay. Yeah. The room is brighter when you guys
Did
are
you
around.
have an idea? Every time I get an idea, the lights like get brighter. Yeah. Okay, so the first question: how much beer is in a German mab glass? Mab glass?
That's the leader.
I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Bob knew it.
Why do you know that, Bob?
Well, because different places in the army have those.
Uh huh.
There you
I
go.
might own a few.
They might be gifts that are given.
Okay, this one isn't going to make sense to those just listening or those watching, because I'm not putting it on the screen. What is this creature found in many German gardens?
Also found in a lot of gardens, and there's a
gosh.
movie with these in them.
Is this a choice? We have
Yeah,
choices?
it's
Your choice.
ein Gartenweg, ein Gartenweg, ein
You need more
I know. I need
Gartenzwerg.
just
More
write some more
anger in it.
raspiness in there.
Ah!
Oh
Anyway,
my
which
gosh.
one is it? Because I don't freaking know.
Do you know this? Because I'm
I
gonna go
think it's the.
second one.
I'm
is
going to
what
go
I
ahead
would-
and
yeah,
tell
that-
you
I'm-
that
I
in,
don't
Gert-
think it's
in America,
Cells-
we call these gnomes.
Gertzelsberg.
right. 'Cause
Yes.
Kindergarten is a nope.
No.
No,
you were
nice
wrong.
try.
Is it ein
Gartenzweg.
Gartenzwerg?
Ah,
Ein
see.
Gartenwerg. Ein
Varg.
Garten. That looked like the same as the first one.
I know, but
That
it's
is so
not.
fu- I
The
know.
first
Gartenwerg.
one
What is
has
the first one?
I in it.
Gartenweig.
Oh, Werg and Weig. And it's not a W, it's actually V.
Vach.
Verg.
Like Volkswagen.
Yes.
I'm not going to
Volkswagen.
Germany. I
I
don't
know, but
need
you
to
went to
know
Hawaii.
this.
Remember, it's the same thing in Hawaii.
Oh.
Vi-
Yeah.
I
They
thought
say
if,
V's in Hawaii?
if I were to
Yeah,
move
you're
to
totally
Hawaii and have to do radio there, forget me pronouncing any streets.
I know.
Like, there would be a game. Can Rebecca pronounce
Right.
this?
Let's make fun of Rebecca.
I thought that whenever we went to Albuquerque.
Albuquerque
Yeah, I
was
was
a
like,
little
"Ugh, yikes."
difficult. Yeah.
Never seen these words in my life.
All right. Did you guys guess?
Yeah, they guessed it.
Yeah.
They guessed it
Yeah.
See,
right.
they got
we
it
guessed
wrong.
it wrong
The-
first, but then we got it right second.
Gartenzwerg.
Of course, that was the answer.
You know, obviously. Come on. You thought that was a gnome, didn't you? Idiot.
Well, it wasn't no.
Local
Okay.
delicacy.
How do you call this? That's how the question is phrased. How do you call this local delicacy?
This looks like some sausage.
Yeah,
It
some
French
brats.
fries,
some
with,
French
like,
fries.
mayo
So what
on
is
them.
With mayonnaise.
looks a little bit
Oh
like
my God.
toothpaste, like a Colgate on there.
It looks more like mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's definitely a brats, but I don't know if that's
Yeah,
what
I
that
would
means.
agree with the Colgate.
Yeah, Colgate on some fries.
Okay, so
Don't
is
knock
this,
it till you
is
try
this
it.
bratwurst? Is this currywurst?
Verst.
Or is
Rebecca.
this the
We're in
very
Germany.
worst?
The very worst. Okay.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Fleischwurst. Is okay, the W's
Yeah.
of E. Okay,
Fleischfest.
Fleischwurst.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bratwurst.
I'm going to go with the bratwurst too.
No.
It's
Oh,
the
you're such an American.
The Fleischfest.
Oh,
No,
you're
it's
wrong again.
currywurst.
Currywurst.
It's curry.
Where's curry on that?
Currywurst. Is it
Currywurst.
Currywurst?
It must
So
just be
now
the
we'll know.
sauce
When
on
we
it.
get there, we'll order
Not
order something without
You're gonna get
toothpaste on
some
top.
currywurst.
I want some chili on my sauce.
When does Oktoberfest start?
In October, of
September.
course.
No, it's September.
Early November, mid-September. Yeah, all right. You
We
guys
have
got it.
Oktoberfest here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it start in September?
I don't think so. I always thought maybe it does.
I don't remember.
I just know it's in the fall.
All right. Who's going to pronounce that
I
one?
guess I always assumed it would be
I think
in October.
Bob should have to pronounce this one. You're going to
Yeah, do
be
you know that?
working in Germany, right?
Apfelstraw. Well, but they'll have to speak English.
What what's
okay.
what's
Hater
apple
thing.
apple shore?
No,
that was good.
With vodka.
Apple juice with
here's
vodka?
our options. A, apple juice with vodka. B, apple juice with soda
I
water.
think-
Or C, apple juice
I think
with ice.
it's like a fermented apple juice,
Okay.
but
Well, the thing with, I mean,
I'll
there
go
is
with
ice
A.
in it in the picture.
yeah, there is ice in it in
And
the
one of the things in
picture.
Germany, things aren't served cold.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No.
So
No. Then go with the ice.
Apple juice with ice.
Oh,
You
no.
know,
With
apple
soda
juice
water?
with soda
So
water.
that picture clearly
Wow.
has ice in
That
it.
Yeah.
was
It
the
does.
last answer that I was going to go with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Germans love their soda water.
Soda water. Yeah. So a fun fact about water is that like if you order water, actually beer is cheaper than water. So if like I
I've
just want
heard
a glass
that.
of water,
Yeah, because they don't give you the tap.
Yeah.
They give you the bottle.
bottle,
Oh. Is it cold or is it like room temperature?
room temperature.
I
No,
want
I
to move
like
to
it.
I know, me
Germany.
too.
I like room temperature.
I know.
water.
That was a.
That's my jam.
Some
That was
room
a-
temperature
Oh, that was a
Evian.
good.
That was a good.
I was in agreement. I thought it was a bad.
No, I love room temperature water.
No,
I always keep
disagree.
Jay West
firmly.
always buys cases of water, and
Yeah.
we put them in we have a fridge in the garage with
It's the
all of
worst.
our drinks.
My
And
parents do that too.
I try to keep one case out.
Yeah.
So I always have room temperature water, and he always puts
Sticks
it back
it in there
the
anyway.
fridge.
You need to put some markings on it.
Cold water makes you pee faster.
Oh.
Not like
Is that a real fact?
not like
Your
propulsion
body
wise, but
doesn't-
like
doesn't absorb it as
yeah.
well.
So it just goes straight
It
through you.
passes through.
I think we're just more in tune to what our bodies can digest better, and so that's
Yeah.
why we automatically go to the room temperature water.
Room temperature
Very
water
good.
is just more comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be more comfortable in life.
All right, number 6. How do you call that half-open
let it go.
state of typically German window?
Oh goodness.
Off kip, off halb, or off winkle? So I just learned that in Germany the
Goodness.
windows are just like cracked, like
Yeah, you have a crank.
like they're just open a little,
That sounds
Yeah.
like the worst.
and not like slide up, like it like comes in.
Yeah. What's the weather like in Germany? Is it like stuffy there like it is in the Midwest?
There apparently is a
imagine it's
week to 2
cold.
weeks that it's hot. Everyone says it's really hot, but there's no air conditioner.
really hot. That means it's
Yeah.
like almost 90.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So not like
in the
what we're going
area
to
that
experience
we'll
this
be
weekend.
in.
Yeah.
Because we'll be near the Alps. So
Yeah. But we'll get a lot of cold, a lot of snow. They had snow competitions for your neighborhoods during the winter, and they posted pictures, and it was like snowmen they measured them that were like almost to the tops of the houses.
Oh.
people like
Insane.
to post videos
Yeah.
of them running in the snow.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Have you thought about requesting if you could go back to Hawaii instead? Because I'd really like to visit you guys, and I feel like Hawaii would be more pleasant.
We would go back to Hawaii. And if we do, we'll let you know.
Okay,
I'm going with B on that one.
so
I was going to go with A. So
So
Ooh.
off halb for Bob.
She's the only one that
Off kip
studied any German.
for
no,
Jossie.
I'm
the
just
room.
like Guten Tag, like just basics.
Ooh.
Oh, they're
Oh.
both
It's
wrong.
A. No, it's
Oh,
A.
She got right.
It's A. Kip.
Oh,
Jossie was right.
off kip. Jossie got this
Off
one.
kip.
Oh,
Haribo.
here they are. Your
Yes.
babies. We were talking about this.
Yes,
Friday
we
night.
Stands
were.
for
Delicious.
Hallo Reisen Bonbons, Halb Riffenbach Botanic. I play a lot of like sci-fi games, and some of these words are similar to the aliens.
I think you
that
pronounced
kill.
that second one wrong. You might
That-
want to try that one again.
Well,
Yeah.
you know who doesn't know that? Everybody listening, except for now. Or Hans Riegel Bonn.
That was what I'm going with.
Hans Riegel Bonn. That's correct. Hans Riegel was the
I
company
think that might
founder.
guess, because I was just
Yeah.
thinking
I'm
Regal
not
when I
being
saw
honest about
gold.
it.
Bonn is where it was founded. Bonn, Germany.
How about that? So we have friends that just came from German. They just came from Germany, and they're legit. The gummies
gummy-
over there are just incredible.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
better than here.
That's what we've
Is
heard.
it because
Because
like
they don't sit in a container going
Oh,
across
could
the
they're
they-
just more
they're super
fresh?
Just joking.
Yeah.
I'm sure those
Okay.
ones are made in the
They don't
US.
get caught in the Suez Canal for like.
right?
All right.
Uh-oh.
They would melt. In a
Number 8.
container.
Coca-Cola invented Fanta for the German market because in wartime, Germany what?
Whoa.
You got
We're
A,
the bad guys.
Germans hated the taste of Coca-Cola.
I was taking a drink of water. That was not good.
B, production of Coca-Cola was difficult. Or C, nobody wanted a brown soft drink.
Oh. I want to go with the brown soft drink just because that sounds interesting. But
Yeah, they don't exactly have oranges grown in Germany either, so they don't know what an orange tastes like. Although-
They don't
Although-
have
it's
oranges in Germany?
No.
What?
No citrus.
It's
growth
in the
there.
flag.
There's strawberries.
Is it in the flag?
That's
in the
definitely
flag.
not a
Yeah,
citrus.
but I'm saying
Good
there's
job.
Did
red
you
and
think
Well
there was a-
done.
Red
Hold
and
on.
yellow
Hold on.
together.
Hold on. Stop the
There
planet.
is no orange
Did
in
you
the
just
flag.
ask if there
Hold
was an
on,
orange
hold on.
in the German
It
flag?
on.
is- it is definitely black, red, and yellow.
The yellow in the
It
sun.
does have an orangish.
Look, it's got an orange tint.
It is definitely yellow.
I'm not.
We can call it
That is
gold.
as
We can
yellow
call it
as
gold.
yellow can
What
be.
about that?
That does look
That's
pretty.
like
I'm on your side.
mustard.
That's just the hue is off.
Rebecca, you and I disagree on what orange and
Okay.
yellow is. We already know this.
You just said
That's
that there
orange.
is
Wait a
minute,
like
wait a minute,
an
wait a
orange
minute.
stripe in
So-
the flag, so that means there has to be oranges in Germany, but you were wrong. It's a yellow stripe in
She's
the flag.
attacking your logic,
Regardless,
not-
if there was an orange stripe, do you think it would mean that there's oranges in Germany?
I'm just saying, why would you put orange in a flag if you don't have oranges in the country?
Because they didn't put orange in the flag, they put yellow in the flag.
Do they have lemons or bananas?
They have strawberries. They're legit growing right now. Saw pictures of those on that social media.
They also have strawberries in upstate New York. So I mean,
Right.
no claim to victory there. No citrus growth. I'm staunchly standing with the no citrus growth in Germany.
So if we find some orange trees, we'll make sure to video you.
And if you
Yeah.
find a flag, just let me know.
Yeah,
With
I will.
orange.
Wow, Nathan, you were right. It is kind of orange.
You know what? In the pictures, it always looked yellow, but I was wrong. The German
Yep.
flag is definitely
It's got
orange.
It's
some
got some
orange.
orange. Look.
The
Every
orange hues.
other picture on
Every fifth picture has a
orange.
gold stripe.
That
instead of
is
a yellow
so
stripe.
orange. You're out of your mind.
Okay, so is the
my
red
gosh.
light, green light, yellow light orange, or is it yellow?
That one's yellow.
It's
Are you
amber.
sure? Because it's kind of the same.
It's amber.
It's too far away to really tell, which I think we could say about the German flag too.
It's
Okay,
really
we have
super
not answered
green.
this soda question.
Okay, I was going with number 2. I was
So you're going
B.
with production of Coca-Cola was difficult.
No,
correct.
Coca-Cola ain't difficult.
that. Boom! In your
They
face.
do it in Atlanta. I mean, how hard is it?
You are ridiculous.
Going
Make
difficult.
Coca-Cola in Atlanta. They can make it anywhere.
I mean,
Okay, Bob, what's your answer?
No, I got the
wrong.
right one.
My answer is wrong.
He
I was
going
going to go
nobody
with
wanted
the brown soft drink.
Yeah, that was kind of random.
So the answer is Germans hated the taste of Coca-Cola.
No, production of
production of
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola
was
is
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah, that's why I
Are you
attacked
reading a
Atlanta.
different question?
No, he's just marking it on there, and I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
marking it on here.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
can mark it on there if you
I
wanted to.
could if I wanted to, but I didn't know we were marking it yet. Okay, is it my turn to read the question or your turn?
Let's go with you.
Okay,
I
number
thought you
9.
were reading all of them.
What's maybe sometimes that happens. What's the big idea with Germans colored trash cans?
It's the type
Okay.
of refuse. I don't know what the colors mean.
Okay, because Nathan doesn't know the color, I'm gonna say
That's clearly yellow, but that's not the yellow in the flag.
their trash cans are blue,
Yes.
brown.
That would be awful
Yellow.
if they made the colors the color of their flag.
Right?
The trash cans the color.
Could
of-
you imagine the memes that would come out of that?
Okay,
Oh man.
is blue for organic, brown for paper, yellow for plastic waste.
I'm going for blue for plastic.
Blue for
No,
plastic,
I don't think that's right. I
brown
think
for
it's
organic, yellow for paper waste. Or blue for paper, brown for organic, and yellow for paper waste.
I think
Blue
the
for
blue
paper.
is for organic and the brown is for paper and yellow for
All right, let's
plastic.
go with Bob's.
So the
Let's
first
see, because I
one-
don't think that's the case, but he could
Oh
be
my
totally
gosh.
right.
You guys are going to
He's
need to know this, and you are wrong.
No, no. It's the last one.
You think it's blue for
Blue
paper?
for paper.
What is?
Why
how
would
do
you have
keep
blue
doing
for
this?
paper?
Okay.
That's
You guys are
What
going
is
to
it?
need
Wait a
to
minute.
know
Brown
this.
for organic, yellow for plastic. Okay, yeah, we do. And they actually give you yellow trash bags to put it in.
Really? Everything is color coded in Germany. Did you know that?
Recycling's a huge deal there.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything's cheaper there too. Most things.
You better be careful talking about things about Germany because we have to ask them those questions.
Oh, are
next.
we?
Oh,
We're not
uh-oh.
telling them the 21 things to know before moving to Germany.
Yes, but remember we were going to be like true or false.
That's
answers?
totally a
type
conversation you
thing?
had with Jay West.
And I totally had that conversation with you.
I was eating
at
chicken.
dinner.
I was
Okay.
eating. I was not paying attention to a word you said.
Number 10.
Oh, yeah.
These are not French fries or chips. We call them
A.
Fritzies.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
in our
oh.
face, both
Fritzen.
of
You
us.
should have listened to the
Fritzen?
rest of the options.
No, Fritten.
Fritten.
Uh,
My Duolingo app did
Sometimes
not
they are
teach me
called
that.
palms.
yeah, we'll just have
You
to
wanna
order some freedom fries.
Ordering Fritten.
Hey, brother,
They're
give me some
all
freedom
wrong.
fries. Fritten.
Fritten.
See, score bet is 100%. Look at you guys.
Whoa.
Because I
Only-
clicked all the
'cause
right
mine's
answers.
32.
Was that Bob's laugh? Did we finally get Bob's
Yeah,
laugh?
we got it. There's been a couple
There's
times.
been a couple times he's allowed it to come out.
You guys are so ready for Germany now. So, Rebecca,
so
we're doing
ready.
a true or false thing now?
Oh, we don't have to do a true or false.
No, we can do
thing.
true or false.
Well,
Rebecca,
well,
let's do
it's
true or
right there on
false.
the screen so they can see it.
They can close their
we won't
eyes.
look.
Okay.
We'll stare into, we'll gaze into each
I'm
other's
not
eyes.
looking at her.
All right.
Look, I'll move the screen.
Ta-da!
Now they can't see unless they
Okay.
can read sideways, which they can't.
I was just saying, you never know my husband.
Okay, so this is true or false. The cost of living will be a massive relief. Is that how we're...
See, but if that says it's true, that's false.
Yeah.
They say it's
Definitely
true.
false.
They say you'll save more than 50% buying groceries in Berlin instead of New York.
Well, we won't.
Yeah,
Why is
here's the
that?
thing. They compared it to New York and LA and said it's like half the cost.
Everything's
so is
half the
Kansas.
cost.
Right.
Yeah, but we
Like, Kansas
also
is half
won't
the
be in
cost.
Berlin either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, where are you going again?
Grafenberg. Say it.
Gra-
Grafenberg.
Grafenwehr.
Yes.
They're going to be in Grafenwehr, not Berlin. Grafenwehr is notorious for being way more expensive than
Oh
Berlin.
man, it's so expensive there. That's why I always say, I'm not going to Grafenwehr. Whenever people ask me that, I say
it's
that.
way too expensive.
It's so expensive. I say, are you kidding me? Why don't we just go to LA or New York? You know, it's
Right.
the same.
Okay, true or false? You may save money on other items, but when it comes to purchasing a home, you'll spend way more money.
I don't think we'll be purchasing a home, so
Yep.
we will save
Well,
lots of money. Not
is it
purchasing
true
a
or
home.
false?
It is true.
It is false. You'll
False.
also save money on your new home.
Oh.
There
cool.
really is no comparison here. Are you looking to rent a one-bedroom flat in the city center? Rent in Berlin is 1/3 as expensive as New York City
Where
and
are we
half the
going?
price of Los Angeles.
I have a feeling whoever wrote this was being paid by the German government.
Somebody wanted to go to Berlin. Yeah. There used to be a wall there.
Used to be.
Heard about
Can
that.
I get an amen?
Okay.
I'm not doing the visa one. You guys don't have to get a visa.
Wait,
right?
aren't you number
Correct.
3?
Well, I'm not doing that one either.
Okay.
They don't have to get health care.
Yeah, we don't.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't have to get a.
But
we
apparently
got our-
that's cheaper
Well,
there
it's,
too.
it's still really good news because, you know, they've got great health care.
nice.
I would. Yeah,
I
True or
do-
false? The public transportation is better there than it is here.
I mean, if that's not true,
Yeah, I
we're
was
in
saying
trouble.
that's got to be true.
Are you guys going to be relying on public transportation?
Some.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean
we'll
that's a
definitely take it to other
European
countries.
thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
mean,
speeding down the Autobahn every day isn't for you, you might not want to risk having to use your health insurance straight away. After all, you're still covered. Like many countries in Western Europe, Germany has a top quality public transportation system. A monthly pass will typically be cheaper in Germany. And boy, is it worth it. Cities and towns use buses, trams, the U-Bahn, which is a subway, and or the S-Bahn, overground, to get people where they need to go.
Ah.
And in the case of larger hubs like Berlin and Munich,
there's
all
that
of these
Berlin again.
methods of transport seamlessly combine to form one incredible system.
You guys sure you don't want to just go to Berlin? Sounds like everything's cheaper there.
I
think
feel
might
like-
need to have a talk.
Berlin is calling your name.
Yeah, we definitely will take public transportation.
Okay. True or false? Germany is not good for families.
False. So false. Germany is wonderful for families.
You are correct. If traveling on the train isn't
Especially
big
in
enough
Berlin.
thrill for your little ones, no worries. According to the New York Times, there are around 1,850 public playgrounds in Berlin,
Yeah.
one for every 156 kids under the age of 10, and they are mind-blowing.
So we're going to have to go to
Yeah.
Berlin.
But,
first.
so my best friend spent 4 years in Germany, and that's what he remembers the most about how unsafe everything was and how much fun it was because it
The
was.
playgrounds, like they have the merry-go-rounds
because there was no suing the city because you fell 10 feet and broke your arm because your parents should have been supervising you better.
Right.
Like there's a whole lot of assumed liability on the occupant. So if you go and play on a playground, you're toting that liability
Right.
and not the government.
It says adults aren't allowed in, so drop the little ones off and go for a coffee or walk the dog.
That must be
Shielding
indoor
your
places.
eyes as
That's
they
just in
grab a
Berlin.
hammer and get to
Yeah,
work
just in
and
Berlin.
play. Long story short, we hope your children like fun.
That's awesome.
Apart from the playgrounds, there are plenty of
Sounds like
other
a day.
activities for you to enjoy with your family, from music to soccer, art, and cinema. Sounds like
Love it.
what we have
And
here,
all
but-
the hikes.
So anyway, so it sounds
Hikes
like
and
it's the
castles.
same as America, but you have more dangerous playgrounds.
Yeah.
So just
Pretty much.
better.
And it's
Yeah.
cheaper than New York City.
Yeah.
Yes. And LA.
Well,
actually.
Berlin
like
is
we live in
cheaper than New York City.
That's fun.
True or false? Germans on average work more hours per week than Americans.
False. Nowhere works more hours than Americans.
That's probably true. Except for maybe China.
I was reading this fact about Germany, and I was like, I have to ask Bob and Jossie, so how many hours will you guys be working a day?
Yeah, are your
Oh,
hours
I will
affected?
definitely, my hours will go up.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this does not apply to Bob.
That is not, I'm
Yeah,
not a
but-
German though.
Right.
So
Right.
And Jossie, assuming you get
school-
another teaching
Yeah,
position.
if I'm teaching there, the school hours will definitely be less than what I'm working right now. One of the big things over there, though, is like Sunday is very much a.
It's like a
don't work.
national
Yes.
holiday or
Yeah, everybody's
day
like,
of
don't
rest
mow
or
your
whatever.
yard.
Yep, don't.
Skip that question when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I
Everything
knew.
Everything is chill out. Like you don't do loud things. You're very calm. Everybody's laid back. Stores close
Stores
early.
close.
Yeah, I mean, so and even apparently on Saturday evenings, that's what I've been told that things will even shut down earlier on Saturdays to kind of go into. So not everything, but I
But
mean like
the
grocery
6
store
weeks
stuff.
that I spent in the UK, like walking around, a small city in Swindon, and things like walking around at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all of a sudden shops are closing. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to get stuff for my kids to take
Yeah.
back to them. Well, too bad they're closing.
And you've had great practice in Leavenworth because everything closes early
Exactly.
and isn't open lots
Right.
of days
Right.
of the week.
Right.
Yep.
That was my biggest
take
shocker
the
moving
girls down to
here.
dance and want to go, slip on downtown to get something for mama for her birthday or whatnot's coming up. And
Yep.
oh, the shop's closed at 4:45 in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
That's why they call Leavenworth Little Germany.
Right. Little Berlin.
Little Berlin.
Jossie is a natural. Now
that's
I know
great.
where
Half
Macy
the
gets
price
it from.
in New York City.
We're starting our own advertising campaign.
All right, true or false? The education system sucks.
False.
I mean,
Everything I've read about it would be false.
And that is correct. You are correct.
Very
The
good.
education system is brilliant.
Yeah.
Everyone, yes, including you, can go to university in Germany for free.
For free, yep.
No exceptions. All 16 states abolished tuition fees in 2014 and haven't looked back, especially in Berlin. I just threw that part in there.
I was like, that's why we're moving to Berlin. When we're done.
Nathan, you got the next one.
Yeah, true or false? Flags of hateful extremist ideologies are banned in Germany.
Can't be true. I've heard.
I mean,
I've
they
heard
still
about Germany's
exist.
history.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
There's like a new wave of neo-Nazism there. I would imagine they're banned, but I would imagine they still exist.
Well, guess what?
What?
It's
They're
true.
banned. They're
They're banned. Displaying them is punishable by up to 3 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't
Gotta keep
have
our
they
flags
don't
under
have
control.
like freedom of speech there. Like you can't hold like a neo-Nazi rally and
Yeah.
get away from it. And
America.
or get away with it. You
Right.
can get away from
Or
it.
should
but
we?
Maybe you can't get away from it if they're after you.
Yeah, I bet you could get away from it. Just move to America.
Right.
Or Berlin.
Or Berlin.
Yeah, there you go. Hop on the other side of the wall. Shoot. It's ruined. It's
Anyway,
gone.
they said they moved everything that was like hateful to museums so that they could still teach about
Right.
it and teach lessons of like that we don't want to do this again. But
Right.
they're like, this won't ever happen again.
Yeah.
True or false? The food and drink is great and pretty familiar.
False.
I was gonna say I don't think it'd be pretty familiar, but I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that qualifier at the end
Yeah.
made it false.
It's true. One thing you can use Sundays for is immersing yourself in Germany's culinary delights. If you're
Culinary, like the colon.
culinary delights, get yourself some poop tea while you're there. If you're worried about getting used to strange European cuisine, Forget your fears and get ready for a welcome onslaught of beer, sausages, and schnitzel. Not least at the annual Oktoberfest celebration, most of which confusingly takes place more in September. And if you're a vegetarian, so I can visit, that's no problem. Potatoes are everywhere.
So many potatoes.
Gosh, I will be there pretty soon, guys.
Right.
That's no problem. Anyway, there are some excellent cheeses and sauerkraut, fermented cabbage.
Yes.
This
Sounds
is
like
getting
the
worse.
worst you want,
yeah,
right?
let
It's
me
a
get some-
national delicacy, plus it
That's
helps out your
familiar in
immune
my diet.
system. You can also look forward to tucking into some spatzel, a dish from the southwest region of Swabia.
I nailed it.
It involves mixing German fizzy water pasta with an obscene amount
Fizzy
of
water
cheese.
pasta. Did she say?
Delicious.
That sounds like an Italian crime.
Yeah.
Fizzy
All right,
water pasta.
It's very familiar.
I'm willing to try it.
Okay.
I
I
don't
don't
understand
know.
why we did not prepare fizzy water pasta and sauerkraut for tonight.
Correct.
I'm
Fizzy
not
water.
that
Adventurous.
adventurous when it comes to
Really?
You
I've
haven't
gotten a
tried
whole lot more.
fizzy water pasta?
We will try it for y'all.
No,
We'll
I
record
don't
ourselves.
know.
Yeah.
Like
No, she already promised that
I
you
gotta
would.
like
so.
know some ingredients before I even think about that because I'm not sticking sauerkraut in my mouth.
Have you ever had
Did you
it?
not eat it at Janet's?
No,
the other
I
night?
didn't.
Miss Janet made it for us the other night.
Oh,
Yes, she did.
Oh.
It was good. I liked it.
You liked it. Bob wouldn't even try it.
Nope.
I mean,
I thought you did.
I've sat through. I went through. I was in Korea for 2 months. I ordered. What is it?
I don't know. I wasn't with you.
I ordered their fermented cabbage multiple
Oh.
times.
You're talking about.
And you like the
Sauerkraut.
fermented
I
cabbage?
No,
never
it's not
made it to my
sauerkraut. Oh
mouth.
my gosh.
No?
It was
Okay.
fermented cabbage that wasn't sauerkraut.
No.
Yes. Oh my
Aren't
gosh.
those two different things?
Yes, they're completely
Yes.
different.
They're
Wait,
different.
what's sauerkraut?
Not fermented cabbage.
I was like 90% sure sauerkraut was fermented cabbage.
I
Yes.
actually am not
Sauerkraut
100%
is-
sure.
Fermented cabbage.
Get
Kimchi.
wrecked.
Kimchi. Good night. Kimchi.
That's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
nope.
because you were in Korea.
Have you had it?
Yeah, kimchi's
like it.
good.
You've had American kimchi.
Nathan's been on a few
I
cruises. He's eaten
was in
everything.
a Korean barbecue restaurant
On a
Oh,
cruise.
Here we
where
go.
we had to get a special waiter because we couldn't understand anybody else.
Right.
And we had kimchi and it was delicious.
Yeah.
My friend, they do it a lot, and they have to keep it outside, like in a jar or in a
'Cause it
bucket
smells
outside.
a
'Cause
little-
it's
Oh, yeah.
awful.
No,
Yeah.
not a little. A lot.
I want to get into fermenting. I think that'd be sick.
Okay.
Make your own
Make you
kombucha.
Have you ever done that?
Kombucha? I've never
Yes.
made it, but I
I
like
have.
it.
I've done kombucha. I'll have to show you a video after this of my daddy trying it. It's epic. It was on my time hop today.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, Bob, little confession. I hate mushrooms. Like, hate
Oh, and I made them for you twice.
mushrooms.
Twice. Not just once, but twice.
So I like detest mushrooms. The
That's
texture of them
awesome.
like grosses me out. So we go over to Miss Janet's house where Bob and Jossie are staying, and Bob makes me mushrooms, and I'm like, "There's no reason why I can't eat these. I'm gonna have to eat them." And I ended up loving.
Did you
them.
really?
Yes, that's like
That's
the only
awesome.
mushrooms I have
So,
ever.
so I was
liked.
stuck with this dilemma. Like, I don't know what to feed somebody that doesn't eat meat.
Or gluten.
and so
It eats like 3 things.
so I was, I'm grilling all this stuff. What do I do? And it came down to like zucchini squash, like a zucchini and a squash, grill that like into, do them like fries or something like that, throw them on the grill, them, or do mushrooms. And, mushrooms are like a meat substitute almost.
Everybody loves
They're
mushrooms.
meaty. They're
Yeah.
dense.
They're hearty.
And so I'll go with that.
It was
so
a win.
funny.
It was a win because you did a very good job.
Thank you.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and you made Nathan some of the best shrimp he's ever had.
Right?
True.
Pregnant
True.
shrimp.
Yeah, it was the babies that really make it. It adds the
We
sweetness.
learned that it wasn't actual babies.
Yes, it was not
Jossie
the
I don't want to
babies.
say it online. Do we have
Wait,
to say
what?
it?
Sperm.
Why didn't Miss Janet tell us it was babies?
No, well, that's a sweeter way of saying it. Yeah,
No.
because
It'll
if we said
eventually
sperm,
be
then you were like,
It's
nope,
half of the
not
baby.
eating it. Yep,
It's half of the genetic pool.
the row on the top.
Nathan's like
Yeah.
getting
Yep.
very pale
Yeah,
right now.
I kind of let that one slide too during that conversation, because there were younger people that I didn't how to approach that
Wait,
situation.
younger people mean like my children?
Yes, like your
the
children.
20
Not
and
my-
16-year-olds.
They were not my children. And so I didn't want to have that conversation with them. Although I know I'll have to have it with
lied
my
to.
children one day.
Yeah.
But
They were feeding you. I
You have
ate
no
mushrooms.
idea. You have no idea how many people I've told the babies make the shrimp sweeter.
Here's the thing with that. I've always referred to them as the eggs. I've never said
they're
the
definitely not the eggs. So like if you're in the
the opposite,
caviar
really.
market, right? If you're in the caviar
Yeah.
market, that's the eggs. But if you're in the roe market, that's the other half of the gene pool.
The sperm.
So were those male shrimp
swimmers.
then that we ate?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess so. I
Somewhere.
don't know that it was the
Yeah.
roe. Like I don't. It tasted good, right? It
all that
tasted
matters.
good.
Well, now I'm afraid to say.
Well, no, but you weren't afraid to say.
Am I gay?
I sure hope not, because if that's the case, we all are, right? We have eaten them our whole life, and we're all normal people.
They were delicious.
Yeah. You're good.
I don't
You're speechless.
I don't know what to
Move on
say.
to the next question.
True or false?
Shocked.
The
Here.
red line in the
Here.
shrimp are babies. True or false?
True to Jossie, false to Bob.
If they are roe, they are not eggs.
Okay, true or false? If you guys have another baby when you're in Germany,
We'll send it to you.
We can't.
no.
I'm just kidding you.
We'll have an intern, Rebecca. said
Right?
yes.
Exactly. What would we call
We
that
need
baby?
Macy as our intern. Okay, if you have another baby while you're in Germany, is there laws about what you can and can't name your child?
Oh.
If there is, then you should move somewhere like America, where you can
Yeah.
name your child Kool-Aid if you want to.
Yep.
So it's true.
Is
there,
that- is that
there
your
is-
back
there is
pocket
laws.
name?
Right. Yeah. That's what we've got next. Good thing we can't have another.
Another legal
Receiver
difference
at
in
University
Germany.
of Alabama. Go Balls.
Another legal difference in Germany is the danger of being fined if you don't follow countries' naming laws for a new child. Parents have to ensure their kid's name isn't too unusual, is in the best interest of the baby, and makes their gender clear.
Here's the
Wow.
names you can't use.
So my parents were both school teachers, right? My
Okay.
daddy's a pastor now, but he wasn't when I was growing up. My daddy talks about the fact that his first year he taught Shemichael. His name was spelled chemical, and when he was calling roll, he called chemical, and he was corrected that it was Shemichael. And my mama, her second or third year teaching inner city Shreveport, taught twins Lamangelo and Orangelo, lemon jello and orange jello.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are true stories.
This is like that Key and Peele episode where they're like,
Yes,
Aaron.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
D nice.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
D
too fun.
nice.
I did not know that
They're
about
D nice.
the names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucifer, Dracula, and Vespa are the names.
Also Bin Laden.
Also Osama bin
That
Laden.
is a no-go.
Really sorry.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, Kool-Aid isn't on the list though, so I think it might be good.
Hey.
Also lemon jello.
Lamangelo. That's funny. That's great.
I know somebody who's a principal who had a student in their school named Millions of Dollars.
That's a legit name.
Yeah, Millions of Dollars.
Wow.
Millions of dollars.
Millions.
I mean, if that guy isn't
Oh, hey, Elvis
just
Swanson.
born for success, I don't know who is,
Right.
right? Hi, Elvis.
Hello,
Thank you so much for doing this out.
He wants to come stand by.
I know, and I hate every second of
Do
it.
we have time for one last question? How much
Yeah, we do.
How much time do we have?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Okay, last question.
Elvis is gonna answer.
Making friends is
Oh.
hard to do.
Not for these guys.
True or false?
I would say it again. It goes back to perspective and personality.
I'm
So-
gonna not give you the answer on that one because it doesn't matter. Because
Right.
for you two, or for Jossie anyway, Bob will come along. It is not difficult to make friends. And we love you two very much.
Thank you.
For being on the podcast. For those of you who have no idea how I know Bob and Jossie, they go to our church. And Jossie has sang worships as long as I've been at this church. And Bob does like all the tech stuff and property stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're done now,
Yeah.
but
Right.
Not entirely. We got to service stuff later. Tomorrow.
Gotta get the air conditioner like all squared away
It's
first.
done.
And
It's
done.
done.
Done. We're good. But anyway, they have served in many places in the church. They have become dear friends of ours, and Jay West and I have double dated with the Hawkins family, and they are so friendly that even Nathan knows them and wanted
true.
to make sure he got the chance to say goodbye. Nathan's really good at sharing from the heart, so I'm going to give him the opportunity to go ahead and tell him how much you love him.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being friends with my friends and my friends.
Right.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
That's that.
Yeah, they're awesome.
There's Nathan's heartfelt message.
Yep. That was very kind. I would like you to write that out for me.
Okay,
We'll
sure,
put
yeah.
It in a frame.
I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to make Rebecca cry, so
You know,
I'll say it later.
it's all about you, Rebecca. We're just trying to take care of
It's
you.
usually all about me.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much just
You know, sometimes in your life you come across like a spectacular human being where you're like, this person is like above the rest. Like this person stands out. It is even more rare that you come across a spectacular couple, and even more rare a spectacular family.
Thank you.
And you guys are that.
Thank you so
And
much.
we thank you for being who you are and how you've loved on us and for the Vet Lab listeners. I'm glad that you guys got a chance to
Yeah.
listen to them for just a little bit and glean some knowledge and get to hear Bob's laugh.
Yes.
And also learn something about shrimp you probably didn't know.
I wish I didn't. Still wish I didn't ruin my life actually. So.
You guys,
never eat
good
shrimp again.
luck.
Thank you so much.
You are going to love Germany, and you guys are going to do fantastic. And we will go to Germany, and we're going to take Nathan.
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And we're going to do a Vet Lab episode in Germany.
Yes.
Do it.
But not in German.
Yeah,
But not in German.
By then we might know a few things that we can share with y'all.
Hey. But until then, my name's Nathan.
And I'm Rebecca. We out.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That's the show.
Were we right on time?
We freaking nailed it, dude.
Did we?